welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're working with this pattern. It's number 3. Oh, I don't know why I find that just hilarious, but it's a very low number in the scheme of pattern. So yeah, let's move this off to the side and put it to a new layer. Go back to our other layer, grab our paint bucket. Wait, double check. Yep, still similar colors. Okay. So this one is kind of interesting. We did a bracelet, at least one, maybe 2 bracelets of a very similar nature before, where it had the X's and O's, right? But this one's a little bit different because it's bigger, and the way they did the X's and O's, so you get the full circle for the O's, you get the full X's, but they made it so that way how you hide the string when it is not in view basically is kind of bouncing along the edge over here with having a black one there. So what I was thinking was, I would like to see if I couldn't offset these things and figure out if there is any way that, do they connect, do they not connect, how does that work? So I want to put the opposing one on the other side. So I know for a fact I can do this in the same exact way they did it, if that's necessary, but I wanted to see if there was any alternative stuff that we could do with it. And because it's going to be symmetrical top to bottom, I can start it off like that. Like that's just an easy start. So let's put these in. I kind of doubt that I get to just like bring a yellow one across because it's not going to line up. If I brought the yellow down a little bit, you kind of maybe could. Like if the yellow is here. Oh, if I lined it up yellow for yellow, I could actually make this string kind of travel underneath, but I wouldn't be able to do what I'm hoping to do here, which is to have them kind of offset from each other. I thought this would be a challenge, and obviously it is. But I also thought it would make this whole thing kind of interesting. Oh, look at that. The yellow ends on a really good note. So does the red. Awesome. Okay. So the yellow on this side is just 2 strands. One will go there. See, it just sort of hangs out here. We can make it go all the way out to the edge and come back. Yeah, that works. Can't really go to the edge out here because if we do, you'll end up with a yellow square in the center. So yeah, it kind of has to hover out here. Hello? Maybe I'm wrong. What if I do bring it out and back? As long as this one is a black one, that'll be fine. Right? Yeah, because where the red is. Yeah, that's fine. And then I always forget that I can just zoom in to make it easier to hit these things. It's about like seeing the bigger picture. It's a little bit easier for me to see what's happening when it's all in view. But it does make it a little bit harder to actually hit those little tiny spots. So there's the yellow coming down, as the yellow will. The other side is going to do kind of basically the same thing this way. So it turns out this might be easier than I thought. Oh, that's... But not as easy as I thought it might be able to be. I thought for, you know, in general, that it would be kind of neat if we could have like the strings connecting both sides together, that kind of stuff. That doesn't seem to be at all available. Let's see where this red goes to. So all the way to the edge there, back, the edge there, and also back. You send the yellow off that way. Let's see this other side over here. Remember, you need to have at least a space for the black to come through, and that does it. Yeah. That's interesting. So the center line is going to get a lot of usage of just redirecting stuff, which is pretty cool. And instead of just keeping this on a single row, we can kind of move it to the outside, which is a more natural knot to tie. And yeah, instead of doing quite as many zigzags, just do the zigzags where they're necessary. So that's kind of a win. All right. And then I guess the same is true on the other side. Let's say that goes there. Back out to the edge. Here, this one, easy to figure out where that starts, right? It's kind of like the fact that you can, you know, it's going to bounce off of the yellows, right? Because it's going to be real easy to see what's supposed to happen and where, because it hits on the color so well. Yeah. And there's just a whole lot of trading off. Like every time the center line is seeing a little bit of action, and it's not a single black strand that's doing it. They can keep changing up if we just use simple knots. I kind of think this isn't going to be so bad to make. I'm really kind of curious. Is this going to be super difficult, or this is going to be something that kind of just naturally works its way through? Because it really, as far as I'm concerned, it can go either way. And I'm really not sure at this point. There's a lot of like underlying stuff going on in here. It could easily be a case of where I think I've got it made and it's just gonna be so troublesome. Because yeah, sometimes bracelets can be harder than you think they're gonna be. Doesn't matter where this goes. Let's make this come up over here. Do. So there's 2 reds and 2 yellows on each side. All the rest of the colors are going to be the dark ones. Let me just double check. Make sure I've got all this in. Looks right. Yeah, it looks really good. So now I can take the color gray and then take the select by color tool, do this, go to my paint tool, and now I use fill hole selection because that will fill in all of that. Easy. Take our select tool. Let's first get rid of our example. Yeah, so lots of little X's and O's. It starts out nice enough. We copy and paste that whole top area and use our flip tool on the horizontal line. We complete out the whole bracelet. Oh, I need to anchor that there. Complete out the whole bracelet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots, 6 circles on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other. 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, same with the other. That turns out really, really good. I'm kind of excited to see it happen. So yeah, we'll look forward to seeing this tomorrow, see what comes of it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Before I go, I want to thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members who make all this stuff possible. Without their help, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, show you guys how this whole thing turns out. So yeah, be sure to catch that one. There should be some insight, like, is it easy, is it not easy? At this moment, I can't say. All right, guys, thanks again, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.